Yo, what is going on, guys? Today I wanted to do a video about the PS4 H1 because I played about 3 hours last night and I've seen a lot of people playing, in certain ways. A lot of people are new. They don't know how to play the game essentially, and it is a lot different from PC, but I can still give quite a few tips about what I think people should and should not do because I have about 2,200 hours on PC, so I think I should know a little bit about the game. Now, my initial thoughts on the game is that it was actually really fun. It surprised the heck out of me. I played it a while back on the combat zone, but playing actually in game, I played duo squads with my buddy and we won our first 2 games on. It is an absolute blast. Now, granted, a lot of people don't know what the hell they're doing and it's pretty easy to get kills, and it can shift in a couple weeks when people actually get good at it and learn what to do and what not to do. But for now, it's really fun. The game is totally different from PC. There are makeshifts laying around the ground. There's bandages laying around the ground. You can't craft anything. There's new guns. There's the LMG, the suppressed SMG style weapon, the scout rifle, the ARX, I think that's what it is. It looks like an ARX. It may be called something different. And the combat shotty, which is absolutely OP as shit, but we're not going to get into that. Now, some of the tips that I want to give is, for one, I've seen a lot of people that sat completely still when they were playing last night. A lot of people like to lay down or crouch behind a rock or tree, and that is one thing that you do not want to do in H1Z1. I know in PUBG, if some of the people are coming from PUBG, that you can lay down and the grass will hide you. When you lay down in H1Z1, it basically makes you a giant-ass target, and you cannot, even get away, much less being able to be hit. Now, while this isn't PC, still standing still behind something is not a great idea because on PC you'll get insta 2-tapped, and on here the time to kill is a lot slower on PS4 than it is on PC, but it's still a terrible idea to stand still because you are a pretty easy target. Now, if you didn't know, there are actually crates inside of buildings that make like a static electricity sort of sound, and they have ARs and AKs in them. I have yet to find an AR or an AK within just buildings in general without finding them in one of those crates. I don't think they actually are in anything but those crates, because all I've found so far are pistols, SMGs, and shotguns. And while the SMG and shotgun is okay, I think that they should make a few more ARs and AKs spawn within the map and not just within those crates, because the crates don't seem too Now, one of the other things that you need to try to always utilize is, if you're in a gunfight and somebody is behind, say, a tree, a car, anything like that, try to use your Molotov or your nade. Make sure you pick up Molotovs and nades and throw that behind their thing that they're hiding behind. You can hit R1 and it throws the nade or the Molotov. You just switch between them with your right directional pad, I think is what it is. Now, this is a must-do on PC, and it is really hard to do on PS4, but I tried my best to do it last night because it actually does pay off a lot while I was playing, is to aim for the head. Now, I know aiming for the head is kind of a, obvious thing, but in this, it's kind of hard to aim for the head, but if you do aim for the head and hit their helmet off and hit 2 more headshots, it insta-kills them. It's just a 3-hit headshot, and it is actually really OP. I won a gunfight that I should not have won. The dude had cover. I was out in the open, and I kind of just turned on him and hit him in the helmet and hit his head, and it just absolutely destroyed him, and that's the only reason that I won. It's because I aimed for the head. Now, another tip that I want to give you is to seat swap. Now, you can't seat swap into the back seat with X on your controller, and a lot of people won't expect this on PS4. I know that back in the day, if you have never played H1Z1, back in the day, seat swapping was extremely OP. A lot of people did it, and then after people figured it out and started complaining about it and stuff, they removed it from PC. And you can't do like what you did on PC on PS4. You can't roll and seat swap. That was why it was so OP. You do have to stop the vehicle, but seat swapping does come in handy, and you can surprise people with an easy kill sometimes. Now, one of the big things that I noticed that hasn't been added to PS4 yet is the cooldown or the slowdown during ENASing. And if you don't know what ENASing is, it stands for East North American Strafing. And it was actually made up by CDN the Third, or at least CDN the Third claims that he, started the whole ENAS. Now, back in the day, we could do this on PC, but they added a nerf to it to where you slow down if you tried to do it. But right now on PS4, that nerf is not in place. So if you flail your mouse, or not your mouse, my mistake, your controller stick left and right, you can actually strafe back and forth and gain momentum as you run at someone, and it makes you harder to hit. This was a very common thing back in earlier H1, but they, like I said, got rid of it. Now, another thing that I saw a lot of people, even my own friends that had never played H1, they were running around and not picking up helmets. Now, helmets are really essential in PC version. They're not as essential in PS4, but they still do help you a lot because they will soak up at least 1 to 2 bullets. So make sure that you're always wearing a helmet, and if your helmet does get shot and you hear the tink from it, that means it's been hit once. It'll lower the durability of it. You should see it in the bottom right. Then you need to pick up a new helmet when you find one so that you get a full percentage one and you can take up at least 2 bullets from an AR or 1 shot from a sniper. Now, my next tip is pre-firing an angle. Now, this goes back to the Molotovs and nades. If somebody is behind a rock or a tree, try to throw your nade or molly towards the left or right side of the tree or rock that they're behind, and then pre-fire the other side of it, forcing them either into your nade or molly or into your bullets. They will be forced out of their cover and into your bullets, and you will easily have the advantage. Now, my last major tip, and this is what I have told everyone since the beginning of H1Z1. People would ask me, Cam, how do you get better at the game? What are some tips and stuff? And there are very, very few tips that you can give for H1Z1. H1Z1 is a game that you basically just have to play a lot and then learn the game as you go. Learn what works, learn what doesn't. Now, the meta has shifted a lot in the PS4 version. Like I said, it's a lot different than the PC version. It does have a lot of different guns, a lot of different mechanics. There's a lot of things that have changed, but when it comes down to it, it is still H1Z1. So that's a few tips that I can give you. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new. I know there is an absolute ton of people that are actually new to H1Z1 and have never played it up until this week, and it's cool to see people actually trying it out because we have actually gotten almost twice as much players this opening day of the beta than we ever had on PC, and that is absolutely insane. It would be really cool if you guys do know anybody that has a PC to tell them to try it out. It is also free on PC. That way we can get the numbers back up on there because the numbers are pretty low on PC. I'm not gonna lie, they're actually really low. So if you guys like PS4 H1 and you don't have a PC but you know someone that does, maybe they play PUBG, maybe they play Fortnite, try to, you know, tell them, hey, this game's fun, you know, go try it out, and you know, they may have a good time on it and enjoy it, and you know, tell other people about it. That way we can grow the game as a whole.